not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals?
All right. You saw that a lot last night where the president was interrupted. And, it got to be raucous for those, of course, who are looking at the border right now. It should be. And given all the attention and the fact that the president hadn't mentioned Lincoln O'Reilly prior to this, that was a constructive development. Congresswoman Kat Cammack joins us right now of Florida. And, Congresswoman, what did you think of that disruption? Some people, and I think the speaker, Michael Johnson, had said, we don't want to have this, but it happened anyway.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Neil. I have attended all of these State of the Unions as a member of Congress because despite the fact that I might not like who is in the office at the time, I respect the office of the president. And I believe in the long-held tradition of listening to the State of the Union. However, last night was more of a state of a delusion rather than the State of the Union because it was quite frankly embarrassing and a little bit dangerous. That interruption in particular, I think, really highlighted that he was trying to make a point. Really, he was trying too hard to show that he was still quick on his feet and able to react. And in a horrible misstep, not only didn't even say her name right, he called her Lincoln, but then looked to the gallery as though her parents were there, which of course we all know her parents denied the invitation to come to Capitol Hill. So it was embarrassing, it was hurtful, and again highlighted how out of step he is with the American people on this issue.
I know you've been leading this effort going on now to make it a double effort to go after those who get here and get arrested and they're here illegally, not just to be let out. So where is that right now, and how much support beyond the House do you think it has?
I think it actually is a very great common sense measure that Democrats will find very hard to argue against. Of course, we have seen time and time again where they took down the Halt Fentanyl Act on the House floor for reasons unknown. They seem to squirm their way around in trying to figure out ways to take these common sense measures down because it doesn't jive with their political agenda. But in this case, it's so raw. It's so front and center. Heck, it's happening all over the country. In my district, a 76-year-old man was hit by a van full of 5 illegals, and he was left on the side of the road to die just a week ago. This is happening everywhere in the United States. So I think that if Biden is serious about tackling the crime as a result of the open border crisis, which of course we know 2/3 of federal arrests are from they're illegals. When you think about that, we need to make sure that we're staying focused on it. I think he will sign it ultimately because it plays right into his narrative that he's now suddenly tough on border issues.
Well, he blamed you guys, that is in the bigger sense, Republicans for blocking this, bipartisan border bill. That's neither here nor there now, but I have a feeling that's how this is going to play out throughout the year. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think last night was about shoring up his base. It was reminiscent of an old man who's yelling at you to get off his lawn. Lots of yelling, lots of screaming, pounding a fist. And I think it was just really, again, trying too hard. But he was touching on subjects to shore up his base because, as we know, his polls nationally are just abysmal. And so he's already seeing that if he can't win his base, he can't win at all. So that was a partisan speech. This effort to call the package a border bill, it's a misnomer. We know that it was nothing more than an attempt to throw money at a problem which government and big government is infamous for. They don't care about actually solving it. The package didn't, in fact, secure the border. It just processed people faster.
Got it. Congressman, very good seeing you again. Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Neil.
Before we go